Hello everyone, welcome back to our analysis. Today we are going to continue with the economic survey. Today we are going to look at the chapter number 11. From the exam point of view, this chapter becomes quite important. Why? Because it deals with a topic called social sector. So normally if you look at the social sector, we talk about health, education and rural development, housing, water, electricity. These are all what we can say needed for the development of society. अभी पिछले कुछ सालों का क्वेश्चन पेपर भी देखिए प्रीलिम्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू में we have lot of questions coming from the schemes of the government which are also related to the same topic, social sector development, right? So now what does the economic survey say about it? The economic survey basically says that government का जो expenditure है that means both the central government and the state government together, that is what we call the concept of general government. So therefore I bracket you put it this way, center plus state. Now दोनों सेंटर और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट मिलकर जो गवर्नमेंट का एक्सपेंडिचर इज देयर ऑन व्हाट वी कॉल द सोशल सेक्टर, व्हाट द गवर्नमेंट सेज इट हैज इंक्रीज्ड हाउ मच. सो इफ यू सी फ्रॉम 23% in the financial year 2021 it has gone to 26.2% in the financial year 2025. That means government is now increasing government's expenditure for the social sector development. But the point here is, though economic survey comes from the central government, they have also included the expenditure by the state government here. Center has not given separately how much is the central government ka expenditure. That part somehow it has been covered up in this. Okay. So now look at here. What is the expenditure government is talking about specifically when they talk about social sector expenditure? The point is here expenditure on health and also expenditure on education, right? So this is roughly these two major sector is what the government is talking about. Now if you look at it, the expenditure in lakh crore is what the government is talking about. Now look at here, financial year 2017 it was quite low, specifically this one, health expenditure. Okay, it's only 2.1 lakh crore. Now gradually it has come to quite high in budget 2024-25. So that's what the government is trying to say, that now government is spending a lot of money on the development of the rural economy, the rural India and also the social sector development. Now in this context, government has tried to give some analysis now. How much is the money spent by people for their consumption requirement? Consumption means what? Purchasing food, clothes, whatever our basic needs are there. तो गवर्नमेंट क्या बोल रहा है इस इकोनॉमिक सर्वे में? द गैप बिटवीन अर्बन इंडिया एंड रूरल इंडिया इज नाउ रिड्यूसिंग. दैट मीन्स इन रूरल economy also we find that people are now spending more and more money on consumption. That is the point discussed here. So if you look at here, technically what they have said is this one, the household consumption expenditure which normally we calculate to find out how much money people are spending. So the household consumption expenditure which was conducted in 23-24, it highlights there is a narrowing urban-rural gap. That means what? People are spending more or less very closer, urban India and rural India. Earlier, urban expenditure were more, rural people did not have money to spend. Now that has been reducing. It simply means rural income is increasing. That's the point, right? So if you look at it, roughly in 2023-24, the rural expenditure was about 4,122, while the urban expenditure was close to 7,000. That is 6,996. That means it is not that great a difference. Okay. So the government is trying to show one important point is that rural income is increasing and also their capacity to spend is also increasing. That is the key point discussed here in this. So these kind of numbers you remember exam point of view, prelims में आजकल statement based question में this kind of statistical data can be asked in your exam. Another major point that is been discussed by government का expenditure point of view is the food subsidy. Though food subsidy is part of agriculture, but here government is talking about how much government is spending money to provide the social sector development. So now, as you are familiar, as we discussed in the class also many times, the government is implementing currently food security under this one Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. That is the PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Under this scheme, government is what happened, trying to give more and more free food grains to people. Specifically, we can say rice is given 5 kilo free. Now, what is the government trying to say? One important point which I want to highlight to you is this one. If you look at here, after the COVID, government started spending more and more money, giving more food grains to people. So the budget also, it has increased from 0.5% of GDP to 1% of GDP. That means the expenditure is now doubled, okay, for food subsidy. So that's what the government is trying to say. So from the COVID time 2019 till 2023, the budget expenditure also increased from 0.5% of GDP to 1% of GDP. That much money government is now spending on what we call food subsidy, providing food grains to poor people, right? Roughly we can say in India, right, as I told in the class, about 81 crore people are dependent on this ration shop, etc. Now coming to school education, that is the first major topic taken up in the economic survey. A long discussion is there on education and health. Other things are not much. A little discussion about rural development they have given. Then some small updates, only statistical data is given about housing, and other facility. But health and education they have discussed in detail. Now what does the government say about education? They are also more focused on school. Then they have a little discussion about the higher education. Now school education, if you look at here, India ka school education basically deals with how many students. So that statistical data says we have roughly dealing with about 24 crore students. That means a huge population who are students, school students. Okay, that means we have about 14 lakh schools and 98 lakh teachers in India. That's a very big, huge market, education market. We have 24 lakh students who are attending school. Now, government is trying to give a detail, so I try to make one table to make things easier. Government has compared between government school and private school. Okay, तो इसी में government schools are catering to what is the percentage of students? About 69% of students, and private sector is catering to 22.5% of students. But you try to total this, it doesn't come to 100. Somewhere there is a statistical mismatch is there, because 69, say even if it is 70, it is 22, that means 92. What happens to the remaining percentage? Okay, that missing part is there, it is not matching. Anyway, again when you talk about enrollment, 50% of students are enrolled in government school and 32% of students are only enrolled in private school, but still this is quite high. That means about 30% of children are enrolling themselves in private schools. Okay. Similarly, employment to teachers, this 98 lakh teachers who are working, 51% of them are employed in government school, and also good number, 38% are employed in private school. Okay, so this statistical data is given in the economic survey, a little comparison between government school and private school. Okay? Now, if you look at another important data, which is also part of Assam government ka target also, we are facing the one big problem in Assam is also dropouts from school. Okay. Now look at the dropouts for India, what the economic survey says. This dropout का जो problem है, अभी ये problem थोड़ा कम हो गया क्योंकि dropout rate began to decline. It began to reduce in the recent year. So primary level में dropout is only 1.9%, upper primary 5.2%, and secondary level 14.1% is the dropout. Though this figure may not be directly asked in exam, but you can't take a risk. Sometime it can be asked, specifically the primary level exam. Okay, means what the dropout in the primary, that is a 1.9%, may be a little important because that is the main stage where children enroll in school. Okay, now coming to our normal exam based type of analysis. Exam में mostly क्या पूछा जाता है? They mostly ask about the schemes of the government related to health, education, infrastructure, etc. Now this economic survey talks about a lot of initiatives taken by government for education to children, basically to achieve what we call the National Education Policy 2020. Now, what are the important names the government mentioned with regard to the schemes is this one, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, okay, which has been introduced almost 5 years ago. Now, this scheme is the major scheme which deals with school education and also teachers training, all that, okay, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. Second one, government mentioned is this one, Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya. Then we have small things like Diksha. What is Diksha? It is the national digital infrastructure for teachers where they can get resource material access and all. There is another thing called STARS, that is the strengthening teaching, learning and results for states. Now that is the STARS. Then PAREC, that is the performance assessment, review, analysis, knowledge for holistic development. This was quite popular, talked about very recently also. PM Shri, that is the present Prime Minister's Schools for Rising India. Then Ullas, understanding of lifelong learning for all in society. Then the nutrition also, that is the PM Poshan Abhiyan. Now these are some of the schemes which the government has discussed in the economic survey. Now these schemes related topic I will give you separately. Also I will make MCQ related to the schemes, and schemes itself we will discuss separately. I will give you the reading material for the schemes. Now time being, just remember when you are preparing for exam, economic survey discussed quite a bit of schemes. That means these are the schemes which are still relevant that we have to prepare exam point of view, these schemes and also their details. Okay, so do not forget to have a look at the schemes before exam. Now, two important things the government talked about when we talk about the early childhood care and education, because according to economic survey only says that, according to research what they found out is that most of the brain development of the children takes place below 6 years. After 6 years it is much less. That's what the economic survey says. So the important period, जो crucial period जो बोलते हैं child का development या child का brain development, this is the period of 0 to 6 years. So now how to develop children in this context? Okay. So now what the government said that for this development of children, that is called early childhood care, government launched two programs. One is called Navachetna, other one is called Adarshila. So if you look at this one, Adarshila and Navachetna, these both were launched in April 2024. Okay, very recently. This becomes a current affair topic, therefore, for exam preparation. So now, what are these two? Okay, so let's look at it. Navachetna basically focuses on holistic development of children covering the age of which group? We said that total it should be 0 to 6. So government ने क्या किया, उसको divide किया 0 to 3 and 3 to 6. So if you look at here, this Navachetna program basically covers from birth up to 3 years. That means we can say 0 to 3 year is the coverage focus of this particular program called Navachetna. Okay. So इसमें क्या होता है? They are offering about 140 age specific activity. Okay. So it is basically a 3-year ka program covering from 0 to 3 year. Okay. So children supposed to learn certain things during this period also. The second one, what we call Adarshila. ये जो program है Adarshila, this program basically covers age that is 3 to 6 year. That is the second stage, Adarshila. Now here what they are doing, they are trying to develop children ka learning capacity, okay, so that they can keep learning lifelong. Okay, this they have taken from the Indian as well as the international research, and they're trying to promote a kind of a development program where children can learn to what we can say, develop the skills of learning. Okay, so these are the two important things which the government launched. So just to repeat, for the early childhood development, government launched Adarsh Shiksha and Navachetna. These are the two programs launched in April 2024 last year. एग्जाम में ये दोनों टॉपिक आ सकता है. Okay. Now another one which is also I found to be interesting, so I kept this one. Foundational literacy and also numeracy, what they call it, FLN. Foundation literacy and numeracy. This is the kind of what we can say a new definition of understanding of what is a literacy level. Okay. So the NEP 2020 says that everybody should learn basic foundational literacy and also numeracy, because this is critical for education and also learning later on in life. So the government launched one scheme. What is that scheme? That's the scheme name I have mentioned here in highlighting color. National Initiative for Proficiency in Reading with Understanding and also Learning Numeracy. That means basic calculation, subtraction, addition, multiplication, all that, right? Numeracy. Now this scheme, which was launched in 2021, okay, to ensure that all the children in the country will have to have this one, FLN, that is the basic literacy and also numeracy skill by the time they reach grade 3. Grade 3, and this target is to be achieved by 2026-27. Okay, so that is the target here what is given. So this is the another initiative which the economic survey has talked about it. Be familiar with these new concepts in education. Another interesting new concept I found it, Tim Tare. This also is been talked about in the economic survey. Now what is this Tim Tare and how it is different from the normal understanding? So normally when we talk about development of children or curriculum of learning, we talk about skill based development. Now what is the difference here? Tim Tare, it is an initiative. It tries to inculcate in children what we call life skills. They are not talking about other skill like typewriter or stitching or cooking or music or painting, or they are all skills. But life skill means what? Emotional balances, how do you look at life, talking and all, so many other things. Okay, now the point is, this Tim Tare is basically a program, an initiative that tries to develop life skills, okay, basically to adolescent students across India. Okay, so this places importance on what we call soft skill. Soft skill means what? Communication, personal growth, little understanding of personality development, etc. Okay, so this is the what we call emotional intelligence, communication skills, social well-being of children. So these things are taken care by what we call 𝘕𝘠𝘯𝘪𝘤 initiative. Okay, so this has been mentioned in the economic survey. Another topic which the economic survey talks about, also very important, is this one: children with special needs. Okay, what we call CWSN, it's the short form they used for this. Now these are also covered under the national education policy. Why? Because in national education policy, government says the education facility should be available to every child. That is education for all. That means what? Even the special needs children also, they need to get their education also. So now here economic survey highlighted what are the various initiatives taken by government for this one. Now these are again prelims type of a question. Any of this can be asked in prelims. Understand? So I try to maintain this as it is. So if you look at this box, we have a PM eVidya series, basically NCERT teaching learning intervention here. Inclusive cell in CBSE school, then disability screening. Okay, so that we can screen and find out disability among children. What are the problem? It basically covers 21 disabilities and is available in 23 languages through mobile app. Okay, then we have accessible content. Okay, this is available on the Diksha. Okay, that's a digital facility where you can get resources for teaching, learning, etc. Then inclusive education and capacity building and training. Okay, now these are all what we can say various initiatives taken by government to deal with children with special needs. Okay, so now these are all what we can say the discussion which economic survey हमें देते हैं from the perspective of educational sector in India. Now going to the second sector, the discussion is on what we say the healthcare sector. Now healthcare sector, government talked about 5 pillars, the 5 key pillars of health policy. Which are the 5 pillars? Number 1, preventive health care. That means before the sickness comes, you have to prevent, like by giving vaccine or taking medicine, etc. Second one is early detection of ailments. That means before the ailment comes, you are beginning to get the sickness, that time only we have to eliminate that and treat that. The next one, free and low cost treatment and medicine. Therefore, we have this one, Ayushman Bharat, all those schemes which try to provide a free treatment, etc. Then availability of doctors in rural area. Then expansion of technology in health. So now each of them government has tried to provide. So here it is the National Health Mission ka vaccine program, etc. National Program for Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Disease. For this low medicine, we have 𝘕𝘂𝘀𝑎𝑢𝑠ℎ𝑎𝑑hi 𝘓𝑎 and PM Jan Arogya Yojana. That is what we call Ayushman Bharat 5 lakh ka treatment. Then here availability, we have a sub-center, primary healthcare center, etc. Now here also government has talked about same Ayushman Bharat digital mission, UWin and eSanjeevani. We'll discuss these 3 in detail. So now coming to the overall view, if you look at here, according to a survey conducted what we call National Health Account Statistics, which was released only last year, September 2024, how much money government is spending on health. So if you look at here, government is spending roughly, according to economic survey, government is spending how much? 3.8% of GDP. So as I told earlier, 1% of GDP government is spending on food subsidy. So here we have a 3.8% of GDP government is spending on health expenditure in the country. Okay. So the same thing government is trying to give us in a statistical diagram. So if you look at here, this shows per capita, per person, how much government is spending roughly. Okay, that is the expenditure per capita. It has come very close to 4,205 rupees. But percentage of GDP, how much is spending? That is a 3.8% of GDP. Okay, so this side they have given per capita expenditure, this side they have given the percentage of GDP. Okay, so there is a left and right hand side cut, two different things in the same diagram. Clear now? So government is trying to say they are spending per capita quite a bit of money, and also as a percentage of GDP also they are spending enough. Now the details what government has mentioned about the schemes. Okay, so if you look at here, these are the schemes which the government mentioned. Uska jo detail hai that you will find here. The first important scheme economic survey में जो ज़्यादा discussion किया है, that is this one, आयुष्मान भारत प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना. इस स्कीम में गवर्नमेंट ने पहले ही, ये तो 2018 की बात है, तब गवर्नमेंट ने क्या बोला था, इट विल कवर रफली 12 करोड़ फैमिलीज. ओके, और वी कैन से 55 करोड़ पीपल, दैट मीन्स इंडिविजुअल्स इन द कंट्री. एंड व्हाट डज इट प्रोवाइड? इट प्रोवाइड्स हेल्थ केयर फैसिलिटी, दैट इज अबाउट 5 lakh per family. Okay, that means they will not provide cash 5 lakh in hand, but they will give treatment up to 5 lakh. Okay, that is the idea about this. And basically this is for secondary as well as the tertiary care, not the primary health care. Primary health care to is done in the hospital in a normal regular level. This is the higher level, like heart problem in the brain and all this kind of a higher level diseases. Okay, now what is the statistical update? As of January 2025, 36 crore Ayushman cards have been issued by the government so that people can get their treatment. Okay, that is the update given by the economic survey. Now, what are the basic details shared by government? There are about 30,000 hospitals which have been empaneled where people can go for their checkup. There are about 13,352 private facilities are also included in that. 49% of card holders, that means the Ayushman Bharat card holders, they are all women. And also those who taken treatment, also 48% of them are women. So basically government को कहना क्या है, this program is reaching out to the poor people and specifically the weaker section of women are getting healthcare facility. Okay, so that is the basic discussion given here. Now the same Ayushman Bharat, okay, has been now extended to senior citizen. That was done very recently last year, that is on September 2024 according to economic survey. September 2024 government expanded Ayushman Bharat to cover senior citizen age 70 and above. Now those who are 70 plus, they can get a separate Ayushman Bharat card, and फैमिली में जो कवर होता है उसके अलावा इनको भी कवर होगा सेपरेटली फॉर 5 lakh. Okay, like per family already government said 5 lakh facility is there. Now in addition to that government says these senior citizens can get another separately 5 lakh ka treatment. That is the idea. Okay, so if you see, this initiative provides free health coverage up to 5 lakh per family, benefiting about 6 crore senior citizen. Okay, so that the basic thing given here also, 4.5 crore family and 6 crore senior citizen. Okay, mostly those who are aged 70 and above, they are eligible for this. Okay, so ये जो टॉपिक है ये सब आपको प्रीलिम्स में एग्जाम में आने का चांसेस है, तो इसका हमें डिस्कशन जरूर एक बार देखना पड़ेगा. नाउ ये जो सीनियर सिटीजन जो एलिजिबल है उनके लिए गवर्नमेंट क्या करेंगे, they will provide a separate card. What is the name of that card? It is called 𝘕𝘯𝘓𝘃 card. So they have to take this card for getting the benefits of the scheme. Now they will get suppose फैमिली में वो लोग ऑलरेडी कवर किया है जनधन मतलब ये आयुष्मान भारत का प्रोग्राम में, but they can get extra, that is called top up cover of another 5 lakh. Therefore I told you, if the family is already receiving 5 lakh ka what we can say assurance, this 5 lakh will be extra, another extra 5 lakh ka treatment they can get, but this is only for senior citizen. Now what is the update government has given? As of January 2025, more than 40 lakh senior citizens have enrolled for the scheme. That means there are a lot of senior citizens who have tried to get this facility, so they have made their cards, so whenever they fall sick they will be able to get the treatment. You know, that is the basic thing government has mentioned here. Now as part of the government ka e-initiative, we have a new thing, what do we call 𝑢Win portal. Okay, so this is the new thing. I also first time read this from the economic survey, 𝑢Win portal. Now what is the 𝑢Win portal? This portal is basically what we can say a digital way of following immunization as well as what we can say that is the vaccination plus pregnant women ka tracking. Okay, so pregnant women and children up to 16 years, they can have a online tracking of their vaccine schedule, how much vaccine they received, what records are there, you know, all these things they can check it. So this basically tries to provide immunization record and schedule they can make, okay, and also they can receive vaccines. Now this portal is available in 11 regional languages and it covers 1.7 crore pregnant women and 5.4 crore children so far. Okay, so these are what we can say some of the digital revolution in healthcare facility, online tracking and scheduling of vaccine etc. can be done in this 𝑢Win portal. The other one what the government has talked about is 𝘕𝘠𝘰𝘰. What is that 𝘕𝘠𝘰𝘰? It is a electronic facility again. Okay, it is a telemedicine service. It is a national telemedicine service. It is implemented, okay, at the primary healthcare level. So now you find this, I downloaded from Google just to give an idea. From the Google Play Store, you can download this app. Okay, then you have to register and take the token generation. So like your OTP, all that thing will be verified. Then you have to log in. Once you log in, you have a waiting room. Enter the virtual waiting room. Okay, then what happen? You can make a video call. Then you can consult the doctor. The doctor will give you prescription, what you have to do, etc. Okay, interesting. It is like same way going and meeting a doctor and getting a suggestion, consultation, whatever. It is done online. Okay, so this is what we call 𝘕𝘠𝘰𝘰. Just be familiar with this. Exam may this kind of topics and all can be asked. Since economic survey has mentioned, okay, these are very important topics also. Now, very important new thing what I found out is this one. So far we have talked about drone technology, isn't it? So this drone technology हम क्यों use करते हैं? We are using for military purpose, या we are using for surveillance, या for taking photo. Last year government talked about drones for agriculture, right? So many purposes are there. Now government is also talking about using the drone for medical. That means what? Delivery of medicine. That also can be done through this drone facility. So now important point here, the World Economic Forum, the WEF actually stands for, the World Economic Forum launched a project. What do we call this project? Medicines from the Sky. So who launched the program? medicine from the sky, that is launched by World Economic Forum in collaboration with the government of Telangana. Okay, so that was launched in September 2021 in one district of Telangana. Now this was the first time this was done in Asia. Nobody had done this before. Basically for what? This is for delivering medicine and also to do some test feasibility of what we can say delivering things. Later on in 2022 यही project क्या किया? अरुणाचल में implement किया. Okay, so they are trying to what we can say experiment with this. So as of October 2024 last year, lot of progress has also been made in Arunachal Pradesh. That means what? About 650 drone flights are there, 10,000 plus medical products have been delivered, and about 15,000 kilometers are also covered through the drone. Very interesting. This is the what we say using the drone technology for healthcare facility, especially mentioned in the budget, the economic survey. So I also maintained that. Another one, you also find this one. This is called iDrone. This is the another one, iDrone. This is what we can say launched by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. That also launched in October 2021. Basically again using the drones to deliver vaccines, okay, and also medical supply. Okay, so both these are quite similar. Now this actually they tried to first use it in Manipur and Nagaland. Later on it has been taken to Himachal Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, etc. So you see, economic survey trying to analyze details of this healthcare sector. Lot of schemes they mentioned, budget they mentioned, lot of government initiatives they have given, and also this drone technology, the artificial intelligence, all that has been also used in this for providing healthcare facility. Clear? The last discussion which the economic survey has given is the discussion on what we can say is the rural sector development. Because when we generally talk about social sector, the rural, the rural India, rural economy, that is the key area which requires the development. Okay, so government has highlighted, this is in a way easy for us also to study for exam, like road construction. For example, if you look at here, the main road construction project, that is the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. As of January 2025, 8,34,000 road is approved, sanctioned. Out of that, 7,70,000 is completed. But 99% is completed according to the project report. Housing, since 2016, 2.69 crore houses have been constructed under the Gramin section. That is the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin part. The Amrit Sarovar, that is constructing ponds etc. for irrigation and all that, 68,000 such sarovars have been constructed. Health already we discussed. Now drinking water, if you look at here, about 12.2 crore households are provided with tap water connection till January 2025. Okay, so these are like latest updates they have included in the economic survey. Okay, then what about the community Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? When you talk about the community Swachh Bharat development, about 11.8 crore toilets and 2.5 lakh community toilets, sanitary things have been constructed. This is also January 2025 ka update. This was the very old scheme, Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana. That means what? To construct a model ideal village with all the key features of development. Such a thing was started by Modi government. Okay, so far 3,361 gram panchayats have taken this project. Okay, so totally 2,30,000 such projects have been completed. Okay, this was a very old scheme. When Modi became Prime Minister first time, that time only these things were announced in 2014-15. Clear? But now they have given the update how it is done in the rural area. Clear? Now, if you look at it, these are all what we can say. It's a very long chapter in economic survey. This is one of the long chapter. 60 pages are there. So I try to put all this together in short, making exam point of view the important statistics, schemes, programs, okay, covering the social sector development. Okay, so keep studying the economic survey exam point of view, so that even difficult question, new concepts will be clear to you. For any further query or any further information, you can contact Bhadra IAS Academy at 8638391721. Okay, so economic survey we still have video to cover. I will cover one more topic also. Okay, so that we have a complete preparation of the economic survey from exam point of view. So now you keep going through these videos so that all the chapters will be clear. Then I will circulate to you, what do I say, the multiple choice questions from economic survey, which will be useful again for the exam preparation. Okay, so keep following our videos for more updates and more analysis and for better preparation for the examination. Thank you.